Pablo Picasso was a Spanish painter, sculptor, and printmaker who is considered one of the most influential artists of the 20th century. He is known for co-founding the Cubist movement and for the wide variety of styles that he helped develop and explore. Picasso's work is often categorized into periods. The Blue Period, 1901 to 1904, the Rose Period, 1904 to 1906, the African-influenced period, 1907 to 1909, Analytic Cubism, 1909 to 1912, and Synthetic Cubism, 1912 to 1919. He was also a prolific artist and created thousands of works, including paintings, drawings, sculptures, and ceramics. Pablo Picasso's works are known for their diversity and experimentation across different mediums and styles. Some of his most famous works include Les Demoiselles d'Avignon, 1907, a painting that is considered a landmark of the Cubist movement. Guernica, 1937, a painting that depicts the horrors of the bombing of the Spanish town of Guernica during the Spanish Civil War. The Old Guitarist, 1903 to 1904, a painting that depicts an emaciated old man with a guitar. The Weeping Woman, 1937, a painting that depicts a woman crying, and it was made as a representation of the suffering of the Spanish people during the Spanish Civil War. The Dreamer, 1932, a painting that depicts a man lost in thought. The Bull, 1945, a sculpture that was created using the technique of assemblage. The Three Dancers, 1925, a painting that depicts three dancers in a scene of wild abandon. These are just a few examples of the many works that Picasso created throughout his career. His works continue to be highly regarded and are exhibited in museums and galleries around the world. Pablo Picasso was known for his wit and wisdom, and he made several memorable quotes throughout his lifetime. Some of his most famous quotes include: "Every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once he grows up. Art is the light that enables us to realize the truth. The purpose of art is to wash the dust of daily life off our souls. Good artists borrow, great artists steal. I am always doing that which I cannot do, in order that I may learn how to do it. I am only a public entertainer who has understood his time. I paint objects as I think them, not as I see them. The artist is a receptacle for emotions that come from all over the place, from the sky, from the earth, from a scrap of paper, from a passing shape, from a spider's web. The artist is a curious person, constantly searching, constantly asking questions." These quotes give a glimpse into Picasso's thoughts on art, creativity, and life. He was known for his unique perspective and his ability to express himself through his art and words. Pablo Picasso won several prizes throughout his career, including: in 1954, he was awarded the Grand Prize for painting at the Venice Biennale. In 1955, he was awarded the International Peace Prize in Warsaw. In 1961, he was awarded the Lenin Peace Prize in Moscow. In 1964, he was awarded the Grand National Prize for Plastic Arts in Spain. In 1970, he was awarded the Grand Cross of the Legion of Honor in France. These prizes are a testament to Picasso's enduring influence and impact on the art world. He was widely recognized for his contributions to art and was highly respected by critics, curators, and fellow artists alike. In addition to these prizes, Picasso's works have been widely exhibited and have become some of the most sought-after and valuable artworks in the world, with multiple pieces selling for over $100 million. Pablo Picasso had a complex relationship with government throughout his life. He was politically active and had strong views on social and political issues, but he did not align himself with any particular political party or ideology. During the Spanish Civil War, 1936 to 1939, Picasso was a vocal supporter of the Republican side, and he created one of his most famous painting, Guernica, in response to the bombing of the town of Guernica by Franco's forces. The painting was intended as a political statement against fascism and war, and it became an iconic representation of the horrors of the war. After the war ended, Picasso moved to France and was associated with the Communist Party. He was a member of the party for a period of time, but later distanced himself from it. He also refused to align himself with the Soviet Union and was critical of the repression and censorship that occurred under Stalin. In the later years of his life, Picasso became increasingly reclusive and less politically active. He continued to produce art, but did not participate in political movements or causes. Overall, Picasso's relationship with government was complex and varied over time, but throughout his life he was known for his strong opinions and willingness to express them through his art. Picasso had a relationship with journalism throughout his life, as journalists frequently interviewed him and wrote about his art and life. Picasso was a charismatic and colorful figure, and he often made headlines with his bold statements and controversial opinions. He was known for his wit and his ability to express himself, and he often gave interviews to journalists and was featured in newspapers and magazines around the world. He also wrote several articles and essays about art and culture, and his views on these topics were widely read and discussed. Picasso was also the subject of many books, documentaries, and films. He was considered a cultural icon and his life and art were widely covered in the media. However, despite the coverage, Picasso was also known for being elusive, and he often refused to give interviews or provide much personal information. He also had a tendency to be contradictory and he would often give different versions of the same story, making it difficult for journalists to get a clear picture of his life and work. Overall, Picasso's relationship with journalism was a complex one, as he was both a willing participant and a somewhat elusive figure. He was widely covered in the media and his thoughts and opinions were widely read and discussed, but he also had a tendency to be evasive and to give conflicting information. Pablo Picasso died on April 8, 1973 at the age of 91 in Mougins, France. He had been in poor health for several years leading up to his death, but he continued to work on his art until the end of his life. His death was widely reported in the media, and tributes and obituaries were published in newspapers and magazines around the world. He was widely mourned as one of the most important and influential artists of the 20th century, and his death was considered a significant loss to the art world. Picasso's funeral was attended by a large number of friends, family, and admirers, and a private ceremony was held at the Notre Dame de Vie Chapel in Mougins. His ashes were later interred at the Château of Alvinargues, near Aix-en-Provence, France. In his will, he left the majority of his estate to his granddaughter Maya Widmeyer Picasso, but also made provisions for the creation of the Picasso Museum in Paris, which opened in 1985 and houses over 5,000 works by the artist. Picasso's influence on the art world continues to be felt today, and his works continue to be widely exhibited, studied, and admired.